Phil Cohen here, Cohen on Content and all things digital, and I got Jeff Pollard from Omnivex. You know, we're talking about digital out of home and you know, all the screens that we program for. You know, these guys have been out there different levels as technology changed, but you've been out there for over 20 years.
Yeah, this is our 20th year, Phil. We started in 1991.
Yeah, he's been around almost as long as me. He looks better though. What are you doing here at this show? What makes this show important for you, and what are you showing here that you need people to see?
Well, we've been coming to this show now for 4 or 5 years. It's been a really good show for us over the years. It gives us one that's focused on the New York market and the Eastern Seaboard, and that's always a big challenge because a lot of these shows are in the west side of the country,
right,
and getting to the market is a lot easier when we come into New York. So it's been a great show from that perspective. We get a nice diversity of markets. Financial is a big part of our business, has been from the beginning for us.
That's
and
New York.
York's a natural.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay.
But we're also, you know, we work in a lot of different areas. We have our software in airports all over the world. We have it in financial banking. We have it in retail. And so we get a nice flavor of it in New York.
What's new for you guys? I mean, you've been around a long time,
yeah,
and you've stepped up, you know, as the technology has gotten better and stronger, and as the colors have gotten better and stronger. You've moved up with it. What's next?
Well, everything is about the enterprise and deploying these over very large networks. People are looking for tools that allow them to completely manage the system, and we need to automate things. So we give them tools to allow them to connect to different data sources so that these screens update themselves automatically, and you take the manpower out of operating these things, because that's really where the total cost of ownership is becoming the big issue for a lot of the different operators out there, and they're starting to recognize they need a lot more robust, a lot more powerful product to do it, something that allows them to do a lot of management of their content that's out there and do a lot of the actual content creation themselves without having to go out and hire a coder to go out and script things. They don't want to do that. They want software that does that for them.
You're talking about content that's like template ready. You know, it's a click and paste and put this in and put that in.
Yeah.
But actually creating content where someone has to either draw and then animate or go out and shoot on film and then on tape, and now it's really on cards. Then they deliver that, and your software puts that out in the right places.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really create the content, it places the content.
Well, you go a little bit further than that, because if you want to animate things on the screen, maybe I've got something that based on some event, I want one piece of information to get larger on the screen, I want it to morph and spin and do whatever, you can do all that within the software.
Yeah, okay.
So there's, you know, the actual, you know, a photo is still a photo. You still have to have an image you got to work from.
Somebody had to click the shutter.
Yeah, at some point, or if you have video, someone's going to tape that video,
right,
but then how you take that and make it change and morph and act, you can do that within the software. Okay. And there's also things that if you want to create banners and borders and things, create masking around things, those tools are all built into the software.
Without doing commercials for just Omnivex, we're going from here to the full integration of screens. You know, there was a time when we used to talk about the convergence. You know, a computer screen was this deep and only this big. And there was going to be a convergence of the computer screen and the television screen. Now we call it integration. And all the conversation I hear is about integrating the screens, having the message go across platforms. What do you see coming up in that area?
Well, you know, we're a Microsoft Gold partner. We're a big believer that tying into the entire stack and taking advantage of all the technology that's out there within the Microsoft world is really important. We think that's where the future really is for this sort of thing, because you've got to tie it back into the internet. That's got to be your delivery system ultimately. That's how you're going to monitor all of these screens and know what's going on out in the field. You know, there's a lot of technology going into that. You know, the screen is basically a device to show and display that. But you know, there are good screens and bad screens. There manufacturers that stand behind their products and provide us the right tools that we can work with.
Great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Thanks
Phil.
for letting me bring my camera in.
Anytime, you're welcome to come by.
See you next time.
All right, thank you.